So what I mean by who your daddy is, if we go past the comment of Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them. Everything has a life cycle, you know, everything has a curve, you know, it does. So you got to recognize what's going on. So let's say you and I, as owning the business, have the sweater business again. And we go and we study the marketplace, and we know there's 3 or 4 guys who are the biggest sweater manufacturers on the planet. If you can get them to sell your product, and you go and you don't have to pay for them to sell your product, and you get a quarter for every sweater that you sell, as opposed to getting $1 or $2, that's fine, but every sweater where it doesn't cost us anything, what's going to happen in times they're going to get fed up writing you royalty checks. It's called a royalty. They're going to fed up, and eventually they're going to say, we really like your sweater, and we really like you guys. Great. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to buy you. Right? He's your daddy. But if you picked a fight with him at the beginning, saying, you know, you're my enemy, and I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you, he'll crush you like a bug. You wouldn't even get market presence, as opposed to you getting bought and getting out. He's your daddy. Right. So strategically, if you and I own the sweater business, right from day 0, the smart thing to probably do would be to go and become really good friends with this guy. And go down there and hang out with the guy, and go spend time, maybe find a few stores that you can sell something together to test market it under his label. It has to be his label. You wanted his label on it, right? And if it goes, then we're all happy. He's happy. He gets a sweater that he wasn't able to sell before. You're happy because you're making money where you weren't going to make any money before. Let me tell you what happens. In the end, you know what happens. You've got to know how to hold them, you're going to know how to fold them. In about 3 years, some CFO is going to get fed up of writing you a royalty check, and you're going to get a call. And he's going to pay you 4 to 7 times what your revenue is, and goodbye. You take your money, move on. Next gig. 2 to 3 year cycle, 3, 4 year cycle. Very, very typical. Who's your daddy, right? But notice, as we're talking about here, had really nothing to do with talking about any Canadian company, right? It was all talking about the biggest guys who can go and drive their business.